What's up,
Yes,
though?
sir. Yes, sir. The man, the myth, the legend,
Yeah,
the
what's the
G
word?
God.
What's the word?
What's,
GGOD, baby. Go get
yes,
our dreams.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up with you, man? How's life been treating you, brother?
Man, great. I'm just happy to be here.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
Hey,
Always can be worse.
uh, let the people know where you from, bro, because they don't, like, people. A lot of people see all the skits you do and everything, but
Yeah,
let the people know where you from and some of the things that you experienced in your life. So,
for sure, man. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois, 618. Goddamn me, Johnny Shields, Project Baby. But yeah, my mama from East St. Louis and my daddy from St. Louis. So I done always had the best of both worlds, growing up. Yeah.
oh, that's what's up. So you both sides, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah, hell
All
yeah.
right. So I noticed that, like I say, your name is like ringing in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For doing a lot of things, whatever. And I noticed that you got clothing lines going. You got all type of things. Tell us about the clothing line you got, because people need to know about this fly gear you got on. You feel me?
GGOD. So I got a brand called GGOD. It's an acronym for Go Get Our Dreams. It's an affirmation, a manifestation in itself. It's to influence the masses to turn their positive thoughts into reality.
Okay.
So yeah, go get our dreams, turn your thoughts into things.
That's
Everything you see was a thought. Everything you place your eyes on was a thought. So if you can see it, if you can think it, it can exist. You just gotta figure out the right ways to turn it into a tangible, to something physical.
So look, got a question for you. What's something people assume about you that's wrong?
Um, just sometimes based off my appearance with the tattoos and shit, they think I'm a wild card, which I could be a wild card, but I done been through that struggle, so it's like, a nigga real humble, when you been through, you got them scrapes and them scars and shit, you done been through the worst of the worst.
Right.
You ain't really got to put on no facade and just be no wild ass nigga out here. You know what I mean? When you know what you could do, when need be, when time come, that's when you turn it on. But sometimes people think, oh man, you a youngster, you a wild card, you this and you that. Whole time when they spend a couple minutes around me or get to talking to me, it's a whole nother vibe.
So what's the source of your humility? I know a lot of people got, a lot of stories behind it, things that people don't know, that they experienced when growing up. You care to share some of the things you experienced growing up, as a young man, say growing up in the streets?
Yeah, man. My first time experiencing like gang violence and shit like that. When I was born, like I say, my mama from East St. Louis and my daddy from St. Louis. My dad was a kingpin. My mama, she was a young girl trying to come up, got her a nigga with some money. And he ended up moving her, when she was pregnant with me, he moved her to out of the Oil Weathers into the west side. Because he was one of them St. Louis dudes that was like, I want my son to grow up in St. Louis. I don't want him on the east side,
Yeah.
So we moved to Goodfellow Place Apartments on the west side, and that was in 90. I was born in 91. And that was around the time when the Bloods and Crips really originated in St. Louis. They came from California to St. Louis. They brought them gangs to St. Louis, and we was right by the Horseshoe, the Blood set. And we used to be in the back of the apartment complex playing football and shit. And them niggas would be in the Horseshoe having shootouts and shit. While they'd stop our games, you know what I mean? I see niggas running through the gangways with red bandanas on and shit. Niggas shot, all type of shit. So I'm witnessing this at a young age. I'm like, damn, we can't even play no more. These niggas shooting and killing, So that was early.
Did some of the, like I said, you experiencing the gang life, was it influential to you? Like I say, did you pick a side? Did you grab
Yeah,
a...
yeah. By us growing up in the blood, around the blood set, I kind of lean towards more to the Bloods or whatever. But like with my mama living on the east side, I knew about the gangster disciples. You know what I mean? All my cousins, big cousins, GDs. Then Crips. You just really learn as you go up through this shit. You really just get to seeing what's going on. I'm seeing how guns work. I'm seeing gangster movies. Then I'm seeing this shit in real life. My dad got guns under his pillows and shit. So I'm like, damn, my dad got one of these. Damn, I was just watching the movie. A nigga blew a nigga head off. So I'm like, damn, Dad, do he be blowing niggas' heads off? You know what I mean? I'm not knowing. I'm playing high go seek on Brick Saharan and shit. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but at the time I'm not knowing, but I'm knowing. So, you know, this shit just got real. You know, mama in the kitchen, they working for Pops. They got masks on, motherfucking phone books are capping up. You know what I mean? This shit like New Jack City, like. Nigga growing up around, I'm running around the house playing. I'm the only boy. I got 3 sisters. So they had to watch me most of the time. I run around the house seeing all this shit. It's until I got older, I'm like, damn.
So you say, but as far as you know what I'm saying, like I say, you know, I remember, like I say, having a conversation. Tell the people about, you know, the experience you had, you know, being out, you know, pretty much out alone on, you know, on the streets by yourself, even though you came from so much rich, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, gang violence or gang, you know, the people around us, you know, according, they were connected to the gangs. Dad was a kingpin, which was tied to that money. But yet you still had to experience some things that,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
shit, he went to the feds once. He got locked up 96, 97. We was poor after that. You know what I mean? Shit went from her to her. We was getting the money. I'm in every part of Jordan's, goddamn me. I got gold rings on as a kid. Pops go to the feds. All the money go away. Mama, we end up losing the crib. We in shelters. You know what I mean? We shelter to shelter. We staying with cousins and aunties and shit. They don't really want us there. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn me. Shit was hard, you know? Shit, I ain't got them Jordans on no more. I got on some motherfucking Reeboks, you know what I mean? Some, you know, she got tight. Mama couldn't really, you know, hold it down like she did her best, but, you know, she was just tight.
Shout out to moms, man.
Yeah, shout out to mom. She the best for sure.
Tell me a fucked up story that you experienced while being out there on the streets alone, like, you know, when you had to go through your homeless state and, you know what I'm saying, you know, being in shelters or something. You know, I know we all got them messed up stories, so, you know.
Man, just living through that shit, like just going through that shit, especially young, you know what I mean, just living in them shelters and shit, just seeing like one time we had to stay in the gym with hella beds. It was probably about 100 beds in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Motherfucker talking and shit. We sleep in this motherfucker. I'm like, you know, it ain't like, cause my mama, even though I rep the Johnny Shields, I had a lot of cousins staying in the projects. My mama never stayed in the projects.
Right.
And goddamn me, you know, when you come from low income, you in the projects, your rent be $14.
Right.
You know, you barely getting put out the projects.
Yeah.
So my mama, you know, she had that mindset, I ain't moving to no motherfucking projects, you know. So when we was fucked up, we was fucked up. You know, we was homeless. You know, she ain't had no money to get no crib. Shelter we go.
Damn.
And it's like staying in a motherfucking gym with 60, 70 different motherfuckers. We beds in here, goddamn, you don't know these folks from a can of paint. You got a shower in a one room. We eating breakfast, lunch. You know, this shit just is fucked up. I never, you know.
I know that was messing with your mental, man.
Yeah.
You know, coming from Pops a kingpin to living in a shelter with 60 other beds around you, you know.
Man, fucked up, man. You hear me? A hell of an experience. We're glad we made it out that shit, though. But we ended up getting it together.
Hey, so what do the masses or the people who ain't from the streets get wrong about the street life?
They think that shit fun. They think this shit sweet. You know what I mean? But man, what these little dudes don't know, man, it's 2 places you gonna go. And the OGs used to tell me this same shit, you know. I had to learn the hard way. And it's jail or death, man. When you want to thug in this shit, you want to gang bang, you want to sell dope, you know, you want to run with them crowds. You only going 2 places eventually. Ain't no motherfucking Scarface didn't even do it. You know what I mean? Pablo Escobar didn't even do it. Yeah, you got rich. You can't name one motherfucker that did this shit the right way without going to jail or getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or losing their homies or some tragic didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta go legit and do some legit shit, man. These niggas think it's sweet, and it ain't. You know, so I just want to motivate these niggas and let them know, man, get your shit together, man. Get your mind right.
Yeah.
Listen to the OGs that done been through this shit. You know what I mean? Cause when you jumping off in this shit, you better hope you survive that shit. Everybody don't make it through that shit.
Man, you know, you went through a experience, you know what I'm saying? You had an experience with gun violence. What happened in that situation, man? If you could say a little bit about it?
Yeah, man. On Easter 2010, I got shot with an AK-47. Yep, 4:20 in the morning. I was leaving the hose, the projects, the hose. I'm leaving the hose on my way to the Johnny Shields. I was just fucking with a little chick, one of my little chicks who was at her auntie house, and her auntie was about to go to work. And she like, yeah, you gotta leave. My auntie finna get up. I'm like, shit, I can just hide in the closet. She like, no, she gonna search around the house. You know, she be on there with us, cause you know that she know they fast and shit. And I had just left my gun in my cousin crib in the Johnny Shield, but this only probably a mile away from each other. So I'm like, God damn, I ain't got my gun on me. You got me leaving out this motherfucker 4 in the morning. So I'm like, look, man, how about this, man? Just call my phone, and we gonna be on the phone while I'm walking to the hood. It's 4:20 and it's 4-something in the morning, 3-something, 4 in the morning. So I get on the phone. I'm like, call me. I call. I walk across the field in the hose. I make it out the hose. I get in front of the New Lincoln. If you're from East St. Louis, you know the hose right by New Lincoln. I get in front of New Lincoln. You know, they got the big parking lot with the gate right there. So I see a car coming my way, and he busts a right. But you know, when you bust a right, you're going to be on the right side of the street.
Right.
This motherfucker bust a wide right there and was on the left side of the street. So goddamn he was closer to me on the side where I'm at on the sidewalk. So first thing come to my head, I grab my belt buckle like I had my strap. And they hit the gas. Cause when they hit the right, they slow down a little bit, and I can see niggas in the car like trying to see, you know what I mean? So when I grabbed my belt buckle like I clutched on them, they hit the gas. They gonna take off. So I'm like, yeah, scared they ass, you know, they gone. So by the time she like, what's going on? I'm like, nah, some nigga just pulled up on the side of me, but they pulled off. So I make it to the hood. I make it to the Johnny Shields. Boom, I go through the dark alley and shit. I get to the hood, I see a car at the stop sign, but they facing me now. I see headlights. Not knowing it's the same car, I'm thinking somebody in the hood, because that's where we post up and sell our dope at. So I'm thinking it's the same car. I'm not knowing it's the same car. So they come on across, boom, they come in the hood, boom, they hitting the little bumps. They come like right on the side of me, like right on the side of me type shit, while I'm on the sidewalk. Like they close to the motherfucker, like I can toss this water over there and they can catch this motherfucker. Like that's how close they is. So the niggas say some little bullshit, little jibber jab or some shit, like, hey, get my attention. So I'm like, who that? I take like 2 steps closer. I'm like, who that? I'm thinking one of the homeboys or something bullshitting, playing it. But it's 4 in the morning, grass foggy, birds chirping, you hear me? Nigga slinging the door open. Nigga got a motherfucking AK pointed at me. These nigga 4 deep in the car. Nigga in the front seat got an AK pointed at me. So he hit that bitch once, like he tapped that bitch. Duh! I turn to take off. I see the fire come out that bitch. I squeeze the phone. I get taken out. He da 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 da. The first couple shots, goddamn me, hit me in the leg right here. Knocked the patch out. Knocked the patch out my shit.
Yeah, I see that.
I felt the pinch. You hear me? So I felt the pinch. One of the first couple hit me. One of them motherfuckers hit me. I felt the pinch on my leg, but my adrenaline pumping so hard, I'm gone. But you know how our buildings in the Johnny Shields, they long buildings. They caught me in the middle, so it's all building right here. I can't go nowhere. I had to take off, get around the building. He da 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 da. He dropped like 70 out that bitch. I get around the building, I'm beating on doors as I run. Boom, 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 help. Boom, 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 help. Goddamn me, I get in between some cars because I heard a nigga coming from where I just ran from. The way I just ran from around the building, I heard a nigga come from that way. Anybody else out here? Who else out here? So I stopped yelling for help. and I get between the cars, I'm putting pressure on my leg and shit, like, damn. And goddamn me, people end up coming outside and shit. My homegirl, she looked out her window and shit. People end up coming outside like, that's Lil Greg. And eventually the ambulance and shit came, but come to find out, the nigga had both his hands in front of him. I looked up, the nigga who came from the way I just ran from, he had both his hands in front of him. He got holes in both his hands, bleeding. So I'm like, damn. They end up putting me and him in the same ambulance. I'm like, man, what the fuck happened to you? He like, man, you had to get shot in front of my crib, in front of my building. He like, man, I was in the living room rolling up a blunt.
Wow.
And goddamn me, bullets came through both of my hands. On my mama. Bullets came through both of my hands on my mama. He said, I ran on my back door and seen you run that way. I'm like, damn. Fucked me up, boy. On my mama.
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
That's wild.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. But shit, I survived that. I had to patch my wounds up. I was right back out. On crutches. I'm back to bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm jacking niggas on crutches. I'm shooting at niggas on crutches. I end up getting wind on a little car or whatever. I don't know if it was the same motherfuckers, but I tore they shit up, shot they shit up, man. Shit, it made me worse.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it turned you up a notch.
Turn me up a notch. Motherfucker ain't gonna do that again.
Hey, what made you start thinking different though? You know, like
jail, prison. Yeah. Especially the second time. Like the first time, I got my mind right. But when I did, because I ended up catching a robbery in North County. And my first offer was 22 years. Yeah. And I was the only motherfucker on my case, no co-defendants, no shit like that. And I ended up getting them all the way down to 5 years. I sat in the county 11 months. I pump faked him like I was gonna go to trial, had to pay a lawyer. And he came in one day like, man, you been here a year? They say if you take 5 years Tuesday, man, we can get you up out of here, man. You do three on the ACA, you do 2 more in a joint. You come on 2 on parole. I'm like, cool. My mama like, hell no, don't take no jail time. You can't go to prison. She was scared of them off. I was 19 years. So I went on. I'm like, fuck it, give me that 5, man. Shit, I'm ready to come home.
So how much actual time you did?
I ended up doing 3 on the 5.
3 on the 5?
Yeah, the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up going to the joint, and I locked in with my dad. He ended up coming home from. So right before I went, remember I told my dad went in 96, 97? Yeah. He ended up doing 13 in the feds. Right before I caught my robbery case, he came home a month before I got locked up. He in the halfway house. We met and shit. He checking me out like, damn, you a decent looking little dude, man. They talking about, he was just like, damn, they talking like you just out here wilding. I'm like, shit, nigga wilding, but I'm a player too though. You know what I mean? Shit.
That's what's up.
I stayed fresh. You couldn't tell I was on a lot of that bullshit, But I ended up catching my case, and I get to the joint, and he was fucking with the Muslims and shit when he was down. So he was just telling me, he always like schooled me on this shit, like, get in them books and, holler at some of my brothers. I know some niggas in the state or whatever. So I was fucking with the Muslims or whatever. I never joined, but I always went to their services and, just got the word. And, you teach you how to be a young man, teach you how to carry yourself, And I watching Farrakhan tapes, I was getting in the books. I had started writing music. That's how I taught myself how to rap in the joint. Niggas in the joint was telling me, man, you got to get out there and do that shit. You cold. We was having ciphers, niggas gather up in a circle. Everybody take turns, man. I get in there and spit, man. They like, this little nigga talking different. Where you from? You St. Louis? Because a lot of motherfuckers in Missouri, DOC, it was Missouri, St. Louis niggas and Kansas City niggas. So East St. Louis niggas, we different. We talk different. We down there like got that down south type of vibe,
Yeah.
We a little rugged with our shit, so I'm talking that shit. They like, dude, hard. So, I got my mind right. I locked in with some 5%ers in there. You know what that is? Yeah, I locked in, cause I'm a 5%er. Yeah, so I locked in with the guys. That's where G Guy came from. I was calling myself Guy Lil Greg.
Okay.
The original black man. We guys. So, I locked in with the 5%ers and shit, man, and I fucked it with the 5%ers more than anything. Mm-hmm. I learned my knowledge, my mathematics, all of that, and I studied marketing. I was in the library studying marketing for dummies. I was reading marketing for dummies. That's how I'm kind of cold with the skits and shit. I know what to do to get these folks' attention, you know. The fashion, I'm in magazines, looking at all the hip shit, the word, what's popping right now, what's gonna be popping in the next 5 to 10 years, you know. Studying fashion, just preparing myself for when I came home, got tatted up in that motherfucker, you know, prison tats, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I knew what I was gonna do when I came home, so I'm like, shit, this what I'm on. I'm finna get out there and do this shit. Boom, I knocked my 3 out, come home. Didn't get in the studio, not once. Came home, man, I'm back robbing, shooting at niggas. You hear me? I'm on bullshit, cause I had a mentality like when I came home, I'm like, I wanna let these niggas know ain't nothing changed. I'm still like that. You hear me? So I'm like, I gotta let these niggas know this shit ain't left nowhere. Them 3 years ain't done nothing. I'm crashing out, I get caught with a thumper in the shields. Why I'm on parole? So I'm a year down off my parole. I got 1 year left. I could get caught with a thump in the hood. Nah, they finna send me. Nah, I'm fighting the case in Illinois. So I'm in the county. I sit in the county 2 months. I end up taking, in St. Clair, I end up taking 2 at the 50. Had to do a year. Goddamn it, I get the Menard. I had long dreadlocks like your shit, long dreads. They end up whacking my shit off. Bald head, neck and mole rat. You hear me? Cut my shit off, crush me. You hear me? Goddamn me, I'm on the hill. I see all my homies and shit. I ain't seen them in a minute. You know, we like a reunion in that bitch. But same thing. I'm writing music. I'm getting them books to you. They library. You ain't really got access. 2 totally different prison systems. Missouri DOC. We on the yard, it's damn near like the TV prison. You know, you on the yard all day, you in the gym, you in the library, the chapel, you got movement. Illinois, you in a cell. You locked up all motherfucking day. 23-1, 21-3. Goddamn me, like you in that bitch. So goddamn me, if you want some books or something, it take you 2-3 months to go to the library, and that library the size of this room. Ain't no knowledge in that bitch. I couldn't really build unless like some niggas in there had books. Yeah. Some niggas that was doing some time, and they'll pass them down, let you out. You can read this, little homie, you know. So I was on that type time, like, shit, OG, let me see that book. They like, damn, you the only young nigga asking to read certain little shit, you know. So I was still getting sharpening up in there, writing music, got my mind right in there. Spitting through the window. You know, they beating on, we get on lockdown, they beating on things. Look, Greg, hit that one shit. I'm doing time, staring at the clock on the wall, cause I made a little song, doing time, staring at the clock on the wall. I say, I put my watch in the cup, then I knocked it down, just to show how I be wasting time. Man, I'm doing time, staring at this motherfucking clock. I made a shank, then I stabbed my watch, cause I'm trying to kill time. I'm trying to kill this time, hey. I'm trying to kill this time.
Oh, that was up, man.
Yeah, so I'm coming up with all shit. You feel me? I'm in that bitch. Goddamn me. They like, yeah, you got to get out there and do that shit, little bro. Your ass better quit playing. Ooh. I'm like, man, I got y'all this time. I was bullshitting last time. This time I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do that shit. So I ended up coming, I got out Menard. I ended up getting good time in Menard. Right. So I did 10 months instead of the year. But I still had the parole in St. Louis. And they ended up driving me to St. Louis prison, and I did another month, and I maxed out my parole. They let me out, boom. I was on house arrest for like 60 days. The whole time I'm writing, goddamn me, going to the studio. I'm dropping my little audios that I make at the studio. I'm dropping them on Facebook. My audio is doing 10K, 15K on Facebook. So my homies like, boy, they fucking with you, boy. Then my homie Lil D, one of my right hands, he like, man, you type of nigga, man, get lucky, man. He always tell me this our whole life. Man, you type of nigga get lucky and blow up. Like, you type of nigga get lucky and get rich. Cause like we was hitting licks and shit. I was always hitting big licks, like $5 grand, 10 grand licks. Like, nigga, how the fuck you be pulling this shit off, boy? You a come up kid. You the type of nigga get rich. So he ended up getting killed. That was a tragedy. He got killed in his crib and shit. And after he died, I'm like, man, I'm finna do this rapping shit, man. When the motherfucking me and my homies went to Fat Buddha over in St. Louis, cause it was time for me to get some professional, studio shit. Cause I was recording in my cousin shit. His shit went all the way up to par. So I went to Fat Buddha, got some real studio time. I remixed that 2 Chainz Watch Out. Hit up Vic Mont, shot that video. That bitch took off. I did motherfucking 10K the first day on YouTube. Shit, in 2-3 weeks, I was at 50,000 views on that bitch. Shot another one after that. That bitch over 100,000 views. I got the going up. After that, it was my career started.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's so. What made you get into like doing like like I see you been focusing on social media, like and the skits and the content, right?
Yeah.
What story? Because I know like right now you naturally a musician. Like, we just heard the bars.
For sure.
How you get into that? Like, what drove you to start doing that? Like,
so, like, each year I go up, man. I don't know, man. I'm just like, when it comes to like the content, every year I do something. I figure out something to go viral. Like if it's, man, it's just every year, bro. I figure out something to go viral. Like you can every year from 2016 to now, you can name something I did that just took off on the internet. And like my career started like teeter-tottering because when I first started blowing up with this shit, I started getting hate, because people started like seeing me going somewhere with this shit. They like, damn, dude taking off. His shit, my shit was doing numbers organically. I ain't buying no views or none of that shit. And niggas weren't really trying to book me for no shows. Niggas working at the radio weren't trying to play my shit on the radio. And I know these people personally, some of them. You know what I mean? And it just started like it seemed like they was gatekeeping me. And I feel like my career was just like, I need to do something else to get outside of this area. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like these folks hating on me too bad. So I got to traveling and shit. I'm studying the internet, and I'm real innovative. If I see something and I know I could do it, I do it and put my own twist to it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that content is another way to like build my audience, to build a new audience, bigger than this region area. So I'm just like, shit, if I get into these skits and start doing these pranks and shit like that, man, I could build a bigger audience and I can come back and hit their ass with some more music. So that's my goal right now, shit, build my audience up to smack their ass with more music. I gotta do something else. So that's what got me started doing that.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
What's one mistake people should avoid by all costs?
Man, I want to say believe in what they see. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say. Because everything you see, man, don't be what it is, man. You really got to do your own homework. And shit, goddamn me, study this shit. And, go off the energy and the vibes of this shit, man. Because a lot of this shit be capped. Yeah, it don't be what it seems to be.
Advice for the kids, man. Get the kids some advice. You got all the people listening to the G Guide.
Yeah. Shit out, man. The brand, GGOD, man. Go get your dreams by any means, man. Turn them to a reality. Turn your positive thoughts into reality. The key word is positive thoughts. Turn your positive thoughts into reality. Don't stop for nobody. If it's in your head, it can exist, man. Make it happen, man. Consistency the key. Keep putting it in their face until they get tired. Because everybody ain't like Jesus, so you can't be hoping everybody gonna like you. You can't be hoping everybody gonna fuck with your shit. Do it for the people that do.
Man, what do you want people to understand about you after this interview?
And I ain't to be played with, goddamn me. I ain't to be fucked with, man. This shit ain't sweet at all, Like, man, I know some shit. You know.
All right, so like I say, this is the G God. Let them know, like I say, what how to contact you to get your, all of the gear and everything. So let them know your contact.
For sure, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at LaGreg4X. It's spelled LAGREG, number 4 and an X. My YouTube, LAGREG, LaGreg. You type in LaGreg on YouTube, it's gonna pop up. Same for Apple Music. Gregory Rhodes on Facebook. And yeah, man, shit, turn me up.
Hey, again, like I say, Midwest legend.
Yeah.
G God.
St. Louis, DGOD.